For Schopenhauer, pain and suffering are real. We feel them. But happiness, which is actually elimination of that pain and suffering, we don't feel. For example, you see you're drinking that water now. When you're thirsty, you feel the thirst. That's the pain. And then you drink a glass of water and you feel nothing. So your pain, your feeling of suffering is positive because it's real. While happiness, which is very short, is actually of a negative nature because it's negation of suffering. Now Schopenhauer says the problem is that because of so much suffering in the world, across the board, animal world, human world, lasting happiness is impossible. So we can't reach it. So everything is basically dominated by suffering. I'm going to quote him now. This is what he says. In fact, nothing else can be stated as the aim of our existence except the knowledge that it would be better for us not to exist. He said there's so much suffering in the world. If you go to the military hospitals, if you go to the poor areas of towns and shanty houses and you see shanty towns and you see all these people suffering around the world, it's just so much suffering that even the best happiness cannot overwhelm it. So it's so bad that it would be even better that we never existed. This is what he says. And now he says the following, that the world has a mere physical but no moral significance is the greatest, most ruinous and fundamental error. So he gives moral meaning to the world. We're going to talk about it. How is that possible? So one of the famous scholars, you probably came across him, Christopher Janoway, says the following. Existence for Schopenhauer is therefore decidedly not meaningless. There is a way of interpreting it correctly. It is called a moral meaning, I suggest, because Schopenhauer's view, the correct interpretation of the world, does not just discover naturalistic truth. Rather, it discovers a would-be normative truth, that the world and our existence in it is in itself such that we ought not to want it. Indeed, such that it ought not to exist. So this is the first question that I'm going to ask later. We're going to discuss that. I'm just going to go further. So how do we deny the will? So Schopenhauer says it's so bad, right, that the moral meaning of the world is actually to deny the will. Will is desire, desire is life. So literally negating, denying, repudiating life itself. So how do we do that? How do we get that freedom from the will?